shots. What was just working so much better than maybe the first half?
I think we were just locked in. I think, going into the second half, you always got to be better coming out the quarter. They went in the locker room, probably talked about what they needed to work on, and we talked about what we needed to do. We needed to play downhill, get them in foul trouble, and that's what we did.
Bella, in the first half when maybe the offense wasn't coming as smoothly, how nice is it to have a player like her that can create her own shot?
Are you kidding me? I haven't met very many other players that can do what Sarah does. She creates space so easy. She's so crafty, gets to the rim and finishes. All I got to do is follow you and rebound just in case. But most of the time, I don't have to do that. So.
Oh, what's this been like starting the last couple of games? Are you getting used to that role now, or?
Even though I'm starting, I feel like I have the same role, the same expectations of what I contribute to the team and what I bring every night. It's been nice to be out there to start the game and help with that spark.
Sarah was a little different tonight with so many people not able to come. I mean, did y'all kind of have to create your own energy a little bit?
Oh, yeah, we had to create our own energy, but, most of all, we're thankful for the people that were able to come. They were very loud, the ones that were able to come. So I think, we fed off them a lot tonight. We appreciate it.
Sarah, they're late when they had cut it to 2. I think you had back-to-back buckets. How big was that just to kind of give y'all a lift when they had really, kind of cut into your lead?
I don't think, sometimes I really don't even be looking at the score. Like, I'm really just having fun sometimes when I'm scoring or whatever we're doing. Like, I really didn't even realize that they had caught up like that. But, it's nice to put the ball in the hole, but I'm just having fun with basketball, honestly.
Yeah, to that point, one of the 2 buckets that Jerry referenced, I think y'all had gotten, maybe it was 4 points. I can't remember what they got it to. And you would think, like, milk the clock a little bit, but you just took off. And,
Yes.
I mean,
You almost gave me a heart attack. I was like, no, Sarah, and then you had it.
I mean, all of a sudden, I got a burst of energy. If we're being honest, like, I don't know, I had some jets that turned on when I got the ball, and I was like, I'm about to score this ball, whatever it takes. Like, Jaden threw me the ball, and I was like, hey, I'm about to put it in the hole, so it was just good.
Sarah, on that note, it seems like a lot of points came quickly. Just how much do y'all pride scoring quickly, that kind of thing, up-tempo offense?
Coach is very big on numbers, and she told us, like, we're at our best basketball when we're pushing the tempo and we score in the first 8 seconds. That's when we're playing our best basketball. So I think, sometimes it's not about scoring fast, but that's when we're at our best when we're playing fast.
Bella, obviously, you guys will enjoy this one tonight. Go back out on the road, face a tough Iowa State team. I mean, what do you have to do to maybe keep this going?
Just bring that same energy, start with the same energy, be ready for the physicality, and we know that they're a great execution team. So just playing our defense and being in the gaps, protecting, rotating, and really focusing in on that. I feel like that and our offensive execution, and we'll be able to take care of it.
Was that about as physical? You're trying to guard. I mean, that seemed like it had to have been a tough battle.
It was. She's a big girl and she's strong. She's really, really good at getting position too, and then selling it whenever you're trying to get around her. So props to her.
What were y'all trying to do with her? I mean, were you trying to get them to lob over or front?
Yeah, we were trying to play the low side and then have help off. But, I feel like we did a good job of that in our rotation.
Bella, there was some times out there where you and Bugs were on the court together, which we haven't seen a lot of this year. You feel like that can be a good lineup for y'all?
Absolutely. One day it's going to be us who are the Jamie and Bickle, who are the 2 seniors. So, might as well get those minutes together now. But I love her energy. We really feed off of each other. And being freshmen, we have to almost give each other that extra boost and be like, okay, I believe in you. I know you believe in me. Let's go do this.
Nikki's talked about y'all's selflessness. And, y'all had multiple double-digit scores again. And there was a moment, can't remember which quarter it was, but where Bickle hit Bugs down low for a layup when you were wide open on the wing. I mean, what does that say about y'all's team, just the selflessness?
You got to pick your poison. Anybody can go off on any given night, and we're at our best basketball when we're sharing the ball. We're amazing when we got we got 22 assists. That's when we're at our best. When we're making that shot might be open, but when we go from good to great, it's amazing.
Yeah, and another one of those. They call it one more, right? Late in the game, again, they've kind of narrowed the lead. got it in the lane on a little half-court set, and you had the shot, but then you fed Kate for a layup. I mean, how much do y'all just work on trying to be patient and, like, finding that best shot?
I knew it was gonna be open, but sometimes when we're doing plays, I'm thinking of what's gonna be open, what's the next option if they do this, or if they do this, what's gonna be open. And I'm like, I love getting other people involved, and I think we love getting each other involved. We feed off of when somebody else scores. We get excited for each other. So I think, it's a huge part of our game. When you see us out there celebrating each other, that's when we're at our best. Thank you.
Guys.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but
We offensively we got better. We just were bad in the first quarter. We need to play downhill with a purpose. We weren't firing threes, but then all of a sudden we're taking a bunch of mid-range jump shots and not putting foul pressure on them. And I thought our mistake in the second quarter was we got them in the early bonus with 6 minutes to go, and we didn't play downhill enough. We were trying to get to the paint, but we were getting leveled off, and then instead of playing through their chest, we played away, and really, Franklin is a unique player in the women's game, because Franklin's one of those people that feel contact and really extend and use the glass so well. But most players, when you get someone leveled off, you shoot short because you're still trying to reach forward instead of to the side. And so I just thought offensively we executed, other than, of course they jumped into the zone as soon as Caitlin went out of the game. And then, we looked a little messy against the zone. And they don't ever play zone. That was, we were executing offensively in man and hitting a lot of shots. And so it was kind of I don't want to say a desperate move, but they were looking to, change things up. And Twin had 3 fouls, and I think they wanted to leave her in, and so that protects her as well. But ultimately we executed offensively, but we just, man, we made some, we had some defensive lapses execution-wise late that we don't usually have.
That first shot of the third quarter, Jamie pumps, and then she goes and gets a short jumper on the baseline, and she ended up with 9 points the second half. Just to get one to go through something.
Yeah, and that's what it's what I told her. I thought, we talked about just not settling for threes. Our three volume in the first quarter, we shoot almost as many threes in the first quarters of games than we do in entire, the rest of the games. And so really, because I've been really diving into our numbers, from three and in general. And so probably we weren't searching it, but I thought Jamie wasn't playing on balance. I thought she attacked in the first quarter, had a really good drive to the front of the rim and just missed it. And then settled for kind of some off-balance shots. And so that was a new play coming out of halftime. I drew it up to get her a little flare screen. And it was so open that she got to balance. She got a little bit deeper and got to balance. And so then she makes the next shot, and I thought she had a couple wide open shots against the zone that I just, actions that we run for her that I think she'll make. But super proud of her that she hit the 3 off the stagger. But I think of that balance in general. We just kind of got the ball moving, and good things were happening.
When they cut it to 2 there late in the fourth quarter, you called a timeout, and I think it was Bickle hit Andrews on the other side. Was that
Yeah,
a play coming out of the timeout?
Yeah, it was. It's in our playbook, but certainly something that I had wanted to save. It's probably only going to work one time, and you have to set it up with other actions out of the same set. So we have 4 or 5 things out of kind of our high floppy action, or some people call Iverson. And so I just felt like Sarah had kind of gotten it going, and I felt like, they would be chasing her. And it's a play I can only run with those two, and it's and I don't want to say that because teams will chase Jamie and Jamie can get layups on that play, but Kate's got to be the passer because you have to throw it on time, on target, and it's got to be a bounce pass. And so, it was the perfect time. And I think we were up 4 and it cut it, and I think it made it 6 because, Sarah came down on the next possession, or maybe it was 4, and then the next possession, Sarah attacked and transitioned, and it was right in that time as a coach where when you're playing with a lead, you start looking at how much time is left and should we be running clock. But I liked that she got downhill, and that put the pressure on them the rest of the way. Creating that true 2-possession, needing threes was a big key in the game.
Did you talk to the team today about essentially having to create your own energy just because you didn't know how many people might be here?
Yeah, and honestly, like, that was a big part of it. That was a big part of the pregame. Hey, like we're gonna have to, But the alternative was try to push the game a day, which then puts us in a 3 games in like 5 days, having to go to Iowa State the next day and play OU on Tuesday. And so, it was more important to us to protect our legs and our prep. Iowa State's not an easy one-day prep, so we felt like if we could get here, they could get here, the officials could get here, that it was worth playing tonight. And so yeah, I mean, I'm really proud of a lot of our execution out of timeouts. I thought we did a pretty good job that way, and I thought Bella and Bugs playing together in that stretch, they're both really good, but sometimes together it's a little scary. Like they just don't know. Even though Bella's just as big as Kate, Kate knows how to play Franklin or how to play Jackson. Not that it was easy, and not that Kate didn't get scored on, but she knows how to leverage better. And so you worry about that matchup. You worry about who's going to feed and make decisions and really be a decision maker, because Kate's just another decision maker for us. But I was really proud of that stretch that they played together. It wasn't perfect, but I thought they really competed and were pretty good offensively. Once we got past that little Bugs trying to pass over 6'6" in the high post and Bella trying to shoot over 6'6" in the high post, those were a couple scary moments. But other than that, I thought they played pretty well together.
22 assists on 29 shots. Did you just like the unselfishness again?
Yeah, and I think that's a hard team. It's a hard team. If you look at percentage of assisted baskets, like even up there when we played well, a lot of them were unassisted baskets relative to what we normally do. They're a team that doesn't usually get a lot of assisted baskets because they play downhill so much and attack, and then they get offensive rebounds. Jackson gets so many offensive rebounds, so they're not easy. They're really not easy to get assists against because of how they play. They have good individual defenders. He does a great job of coaching them up. I think they're really good in their help side, and they're pretty big and long. And so, Hostiliante, like, I think they miss her because she gives them that second post presence, so that if Jackson's in foul trouble, she can play the 5. They can also go double big with her. So, but I thought Prather puts downhill pressure, on us as well. So it's a different kind of pressure. But yeah, I'm always proud when we share the ball and have, 5 people, 4 people, and Jamie with 9, in double figures, so I think it's really important for us.
I'm guessing you don't like playing 16 minutes without Caitlin. It just seems like every time she comes back in, something happens immediately. Like she flips it.
I hate playing. I don't hate a lot of things, but yeah, and it's good for us. Like, we have to grow up a little bit at times, and now that we've won the game, I'm really happy, because now I look at it and say she played 24 minutes. Because I probably would have played her 37 today. I'm trying to get her rest. When she's not in foul trouble, I'm trying to get her rest, before the end of each quarter, to give her a little time. But no, I mean, she makes me, we all have like Caitlin's like my security blanket. She's like the blankie that your kids have. She makes me comfortable as a coach. I know we're going to run stuff. I know we're going to be in the right defenses. Like, I know when in doubt, she's going to go set a screen. When you don't have her in there, sometimes you got 2 kids looking at one another like, are you going to go? Are you going to go? Instead of like, hey, y'all should be fighting over the screen because you're the one most likely to be open if you go screen. So, Yeah, now I'm happy. Now I'm happy because she got banged up in practice the other day, so we weren't sure if she was even going to go today, to be honest with you. So to get 24 minutes out of her, and I thought she was real solid, and that's, I mean, Jackson is really good. I mean, she is really, really, really good. So I mean, even 3 steals that she had, I mean, granted, we were so good in our baseline out of bounds execution against them the last time that he totally changed their philosophy and started putting her on the ball. Because we were screening the heck out of her in the last game and getting easy baskets, and I think that was the last straw. He just decided, we're going to put her on the ball, and you're going to have to try something, and so, we threw it right to her hands one time, and she's long and she's active. She's really, really talented. Welcome.
Caitlin LeBlanc, obviously it's a 2-point game at halftime, 2-point game with 12 seconds left. I mean, what just were those few plays maybe that made the difference for Baylor?
I thought from their perspective, they were good out of timeouts at key moments in the game, and we made some mistakes on some switches, and obviously they're experienced and good enough to capitalize.
For you guys, obviously it was tough shooting early, but again, you're right in the game. Speak a little bit to your defense.
I thought when our defense got back and got set, I wasn't displeased with it. I thought we were tougher to score against than obviously the first time we played them. But I thought the beginning of the third quarter in particular, they were really fast in transition, and we didn't give the necessary effort to get back. And that was a key moment where they kind of opened it up, and then we had to fight back.
I say they don't have a lot of height, to battle with Jackson down there. But is Pickle, is she tough to score against?
Well, I think she does a really good job of being uber physical, with leverage, below the waist. Not all physicality is up around the ball, and if you're in the middle of trying to get position and you're moved off your spot all the time, that's effective. And then, she does a really good job of drawing offensive fouls, or attempting to draw them.
Holly's been y'all's leading scorer, all year. Was that kind of an emphasis to get her going tonight?
Not necessarily. I mean, our emphasis is to try to get the ball in the paint, whether that's with coming off a ball screen or playing downhill on drives or throwing it into the post. And we have to continue to try to get Jackson more touches.
This league is such a grind. I mean, a 4-point game with y'all tonight. I mean, I don't know if you know, but K-State beat Iowa State.
I didn't know that.
Is this as balanced as you've seen the league?
I would say yes, and I don't want to use the, people might say bad team. We don't have bad teams, in our conference, and I think in particular, you go on the road and anywhere in this league, if you don't play really, really well, you can lose. And I think when you go back to even the polls early in the season, there were 4 teams that got votes. And, I don't know. Maybe somebody will run away with it, but it sure doesn't feel like it.